Welcome back to I Never Liked You with Matteo Lane and Nick Smith, and today we're talking about childhood. Nick. Do you think we would have been friends as kids?
No.
Not at all?
We're barely friends now.
Yeah, but like we're on the playground or like in a neighborhood situation. Like we would not have been... What were you like as a kid? Were you bossy to the other neighborhood kids?
What was I like as a kid? I was kind of how I am now.
So you were mean and bossy.
I wasn't mean and bossy. I was kind of nice, but a lot of it was like phony nice because I knew I had to be. I also was like a closeted, very clearly gay kid that didn't know what gay was.
But what about when you're hanging out with the neighborhood kids? Like there's a group of you.
I was kind of butch. I mean, I was from a very small town. So like we went and played kickball or baseball or t-ball or wiffle ball. And like,
I thought you were going to say like we were in the forest fighting like, you know, animals. You said butch and then you started with kickball.
Yeah, I mean, riding around on bikes, like stuff like that.
I know.
But then like I would go home and then I'd sing along to like Whitney and Celine. And
no, but I was saying like the dynamic
out.
of you with the other kids. So like I was always with my cousins, and so I was the sensitive one. We used to have my Uncle Mike had a camcorder, and so we would, for some reason, I don't know why our parents showed us them. We watched Mel Brooks movies, and then we would try and reenact the Mel Brooks movies, and I was always the girl. And my cousin Kelly was always the guy.
Makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
I mean, I was a very gay kid who wasn't out. Like
Right.
I was like practicing softball pitch in the backyard.
That's pretty gay.
Right. Or like they did cheerleading practice behind our house and I would like go ask them to basket toss me. But then again, I didn't know what gay was. And
But
it's not
you
that my parents
did.
weren't supportive. I didn't. And like my parents weren't, I was from a town of 700. I didn't know what gay was.
Right, but you didn't have any, like, you didn't even, looking back now, you're like, okay, clearly you're like, I had an,
Well, no, looking back, I was a child. But again, in the moment, I didn't know what that was. I mean, I had a girlfriend in high school.
And you said she was devastated when you came out to her?
She was the only one who was surprised and devastated.
Oh,
Everyone
Nick.
else in my family, and I only told my mother and her mom, my grandma, because I was a little bastard. And I was like, I'm only telling you, and you can tell everyone else. And if they have a problem, tell them I don't need to be in their lives. I don't give a shit.
Nick, I just say it's not so.
And literally one by one, each one was like, I mean, we knew.
You have a common theme of people you break up with is weeping in front of you. Weeping. I mean, you're like, what, 18?
That's not true. My college ex-boyfriend, he didn't cry. It was a very amicable, like, no one cried. Anyways, childhood.
Okay, so what is, Chris, you want to, we'll just do like a quick speed round.
Ask us some questions about our childhood.
Because we had very different childhoods.
Well, yeah, you're from the city. I'm from a town of 700 people.
But I mean, my family's about 700 people. So, sorry, go ahead, Chris.
When you think of like your favorite childhood memory, what's the first one that comes to your brain?
Hanging out with my cousins. My parents would leave for the week, or my aunts and Uncle Mike would leave for the week to go on vacation, so that all the cousins had to come stay with us. We had to go stay with them. Those are my favorite memories.
Honestly, mine was any time I was performing. I performed in school a lot. I performed at like church choir. Like the reason I'm not religious, but we moved across the street from a church. And the reason I liked that church so much is they had this huge sort of youth group community where they put on plays and musicals and everything. So I really got to do a lot of performing.
Okay.
So anytime I was performing or singing was my favorite childhood
I never
memories.
performed when I was younger. I did Shitty Bang Bang when I was in 5th grade.
It's one of my mom's favorite movies.
Chitty Bang Bang. And I never saw the movie. I just know, oh, we love you.
And then when I
Chitty,
became
bang, bang,
older, my
love
brother
you.
and I would call it Titty Titty Gang Bang.
Yeah. My family, for some reason, we all made fun of the movie Pete's Dragon, which if you watch it, it's a really bad movie. It's we got to build a sail right here that says it belongs to us. And then Helen Reddy was terrible. Her vibrato was so quick, it always sounded like this. Like, you can't have, you don't love, all you, that kind of vibrato. I hate
Sounds
it.
like you now.
Yeah, that's true. So, okay, yes, Chris, next question.
Favorite TV shows as a kid?
X-Men, the animated series. I would live for it every Saturday. Fox, 10 a.m., Chicago. X-Men, the animated goddamn series. And I also would wake up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. at WCIU, Channel 26U, Chicago. They played Sailor Moon. And they played it every morning. And it was sequenced. So like one episode, you needed to see the next one. So I'd wake up early every single morning. My mom's tiny little kitchen TV that was black and white, move the dial, find Channel 26U, watch Sailor Moon. Loved it.
I think I liked like Nickelodeon and Disney, like All That, The Amanda Show.
Oh, all that was so good. This is all that. This is all that.
Cat Dog, Doug.
Dexter's Lab?
No, Hey Arnold, Recess.
Dee,
stuff
you
like
are
that.
stupid. Woo, what does this button do? I never liked Hey Arnold. And I never liked...
Rugrats, I love.
Oh, I love Rugrats. You stupid babies. You are Angelica.
I am
And I'm
Angelica.
Cynthia. Cynthia, she's a really cool dancer. Cynthia, she's a...
Next.
Did you have a favorite friend when you were growing up?
Oh, my cousin Brian was my best friend.
My best friend, Dana, who's still my best friend growing up, we met when we were 4. And we met in Sunday school, and we've literally been, her family's like my second family. We've been best friends ever since.
Next question.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be like an actor.
Same.
Something on TV or something funny. My Uncle Mike always used to say, he's like, Matteo, you're going to be the next Jim Carrey and I'm going to be your manager. And I didn't know what a manager was at that time, but I mean, I would do Mad TV impressions. So Nicole Sullivan, who used to be on Mad TV, would do this character and she would go, real gay looking, like, the drag queen kind of. She'd go, shy, you know what? Yeah, no. And I would do that over and over. My mom, it got so much that my mom at the dinner table was just like, okay, Matteo, you get to do one impression.
Shut the fuck up.
And then we're moving on. Yeah. Loved The Simpsons. I would do Simpsons impressions all the time.
I would say actor. Anytime adults would say, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'd say actor. And they'd all be like, yeah, that makes sense. You're an attention whore.
We should call our mothers to see what we were like as kids, just to see what they say.
My mom will say I was an angel.
She will not say you're an angel.
I really was a good kid. I was never in trouble. I was pretty self-sufficient and handled most things.
Let's see. I'll call my mom first.
Um,
We'll call Sherry and see what baby Matteo was like. I used to be blonde.
You used to have hair.
I know. I got it back.
Hi, everyone. We started a podcast Patreon, so be sure to join. We're releasing bonus episodes, clips from our live shows. We're getting feedback from you on podcast topics and much more. Be sure to join at the link in the description of each video or go to patreon.com/INeverLikedYouPodcast.
Hello there.
Hi, Ma. So you're
Hi.
on the podcast.
Okay.
We are talking about our childhood. So Nick, do you want to ask my mom any questions about me?
Hi, Nick.
Hi. We want to know what Matteo was like as a child.
Your podcast is only 15 minutes long, right?
Yes, so make it brief.
Yeah.
I'll make it brief. He was very well behaved, but very hyperactive and hard to pay attention, follow directions. And he was always dancing, singing, or, putting on a show.
Drawing, Ma.
It sounds like your son had
drawing.
ADD.
I used to get angry at him because he'd have so much paper and markers and pencils everywhere.
I would
that I
draw
couldn't
so
keep up.
much. I'd go through a ream of paper a week.
Was he sensitive as a child?
Yes, very much.
Well, that hasn't changed.
So there was a lot of crying if his feelings got hurt. I mean, as a little kid.
Now tell the truth. Do you miss his blonde hair?
Oh, no, I do not. I just miss him.
Aw.
Okay.
Ma, I'm not
well,
dead.
This isn't that kind of podcast.
But you have to understand, my mom gets a salad and says, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Ma, it's a salad. You've seen a salad. You're 65. You've seen a salad
He
before.
should visit you more. I agree.
I talk to my mother every single day.
Same.
All right. Thank you, Mom.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Let's call Diane.
This is going to be a very different. Nick.
She's not even going to answer.
She will.
Hello.
All right, Mom, you're on the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
We want to know what I was like as a child. You can be honest.
As a child, like how old?
Like a kid, like
a kid.
Elementary school.
Yeah, elementary school.
You're a good kid.
Thank you. That's 2 words is all you wanted to say about me?
Yeah, my mother gave it like a whole.
His mom started crying.
You didn't get into your attitude until middle school or so.
Okay.
So elementary, you were good.
What kind of attitude did Nick have in middle school?
Well, he started every year. I had a teacher I had to beat up because he had.
I did make you
with
keep
him.
a list of teachers I wanted you to beat the shit out of.
Yeah.
At what age were you like, I'm pretty sure my son's gay?
I don't know.
Like, there wasn't any point growing up where you're like, my son's practicing his softball pitch in the backyard. He might be gay.
Probably middle school.
Okay. All right.
Right when you got the attitude.
Right when I had
in
the
all
attitude.
School productions and everything.
Yeah, that gave it away. Anything else you want to say before I kick you off?
No.
Okay, Mom. Goodbye. Love you.
Love you.
That's where Nick gets it from. So the times I want Nick to talk, because Nick will never shut up. The times I want him to talk, ask a question, I don't know. You mean you don't know? You just went off for 52 minutes about Lord of the Rings 3, and then I ask you a specific question. I don't know.
If you could go back in time and relive one distinct memory from childhood, what would it be?
Like to relive it, to change it, or just because it was so fun?
Either.
I think I would probably go back to a rainy day at my cousin's house in my Aunt and Uncle Mike's basement and hanging out with me and my cousin Brian and Michael, just playing Super Metroid all day.
Okay.
Go on.
Nick, where would you... I'm interviewing myself.
Well,
Jesus.
well, answer the same question. Why do I have to... We only have 2 minutes and 40 seconds left, and you know the question. You just asked it. So why don't you just answer the question you already asked so I don't have to ask it?
I wouldn't change anything. I would go back. I was in 3rd grade. I had just gotten cast as the lead in our production of the Tooth play, and I was the foolish molar. And I was literally like the entire production. And
You're in 3rd grade.
It was a
play,
production.
A production.
Lactobacilli acidophili, beware of us, beware. That was the cavity people. Anyways, I was the foolish molar. I got to wear a crown, and I loved it.
Was that Monet Exchange calling you?
No, it wasn't
I was in high school, my junior year of high school. I was in a play called Blood Brothers. It was a British play. It was a musical. Oh, the story is horrible. It's like 2 twins that get separated at birth and 2 families take, and then one of them dies. Anyways, I was the narrator, and so I got the role because I was the only one who could sing the part. So I would love to come back out for that. That's a perfect play because I can just come out and I go, shoes upon the table and the spider's been killed. I had that vibrato, kill.
Were you bullied as a child?
Oh, are you kidding? Not in elementary school was fine. Up until the 3rd grade, I was fine. 5th grade, I was fine. But then middle school is when everything quickly changed, and I was just the target.
6th to 8th grade, I was definitely bullied and made fun of. And then by the time I got to high school, it changed.
No, I was bullied all the way through high school.
And I
Senior year
became
was
somewhat
better.
of the bully.
But I will say this one story. My friend Pat Powers, who had a great story, and it's very like, if you're a young queer person, you can relate. He goes, up until 3rd grade, I was fine. I could run races, I could win them, but then everyone started falling into their gender roles, and that's where things started to sort of go downhill for me. He's like, but I remember my family. I was in 3rd grade. We moved to a new town. I'd packed on a couple of pounds, and I thought to make some friends, I'm going to enter the talent contest, and I sang Annie, and I won, but I lost.
That is a perfect story.
Oh, childhood. I still have a hard time looking back at like middle school because I was so made fun of.
Middle school
it's hard.
was pretty traumatizing.
Yeah.
Like I powered through, but like definitely the cringiest and worst memories are from the middle school.
Oh,
years.
7th grade.
Elementary is when I thrived.
His name is Todd, and he was a nightmare to me, and it made I've still unforgiven.
I can't even name all of the straight guys, but you all know who you are. Not like you're watching.
It was a town of 700. You only had 6 in your class.
Thank you and thank you. What? Thank you for watching and listening to another episode of our podcast. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please leave a review. And until next time.